All right. Amit, thanks for hopping on. Wanted to just ask some quick questions about working with Zero Interest Mastery. How was it? Let's start off with, how was your funding experience before you found us? Like, what were you doing to secure capital or to invest in your business before us?
Yeah, I've had a couple different business ventures as we discussed, over the years. And so this was interesting to me. I have good personal credit. I had a couple business credit cards in the past, but traditionally use them for what I think everybody else uses them for, right? Purchases and trying to keep cash flow moving, and never really thought about it from a complete investment perspective. So that's kind of what landed me and brought me over to you guys, fortunately, and just understanding, what was available, how quickly we can do it, but more importantly, how I could secure capital for this next business venture to assist with the equity injection to start. So that's how I got to where I'm at.
Yeah, so you were using your personal credit cards to invest, which for anybody listening will affect the personal credit score. So you may have seen
Yep.
some dips during that process, but you also had experience with business credit cards in the past. You came with some high limits there. So that was helpful.
Yep.
But yeah, if you could just kind of give an overview of how it was working with us from start to finish, that'd be great.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, you and the team and Nick and everybody else that supported me, I think we had, a plan set up, and I think that was good, right? What actions I had to take, what actions you guys were going to take, how we're going to support. So I love using the portal. I love the communication. It was super real time, right? I mean, I think response is key when you're going through something like this, especially in a short window. In my case, it was, 30, 45 days, I think max, and we were making really good progress. And and so it was really a partnership. And so again, the folks on your team really supported me and what kind of questions to ask, and how do we move through the process? How do the inquiries look? Do we have to do a sweep or not? Where are we at from a limit perspective? And then some of the relationship manager partnerships you guys had, and those folks were great, right? Because you guys knew them, you had relationships. So that process was really good. I felt like the communication was great, and the timing was spot on. But I always tell people, like, there's action for the individual to take as well. In my case, right? It's not, you guys aren't gonna go from soup to nuts, but you're gonna be there to support and what questions, and if you need to call up, a creditor, what does that conversation sound like, et cetera.
Yeah. And that's something, yeah. The way the program is right now, it's a done with you, but we are constantly working on ways to make it more done for you. So we have a bunch of awesome things in the works right now. What was interesting about your case, like I mentioned, you had business credit cards coming in and you had expired 0%, but you had high credit limits. So what was cool is we were able to just simply get a new card at a few different banks and roll those credit limits over for a fresh 0%. A lot of people don't know that's possible, is that you could pretty much revive those credit limits from the
Yep.
dead to hit that 0% again for another 12 months and enable you to invest in your business. So that was really cool.
Yep.
So yeah, if you wouldn't mind, do you know the funding total off the top of your head?
Yeah, I think it was north of, if you include the lines that I had and kind of what we got freshly funded off the top of my head, and I think we landed, over 240,000 of kind of available. I don't know the freshly funded number, but I was super happy with that. And it wasn't like it was 10 credit cards either, right? It was a few really key ones. Um, I think we did Chase, Bank of America, US Bank. Um, that might have been, and then, a couple more. So, I mean, again, overall, just really, really happy with where we got in terms of the limits and kind of the super lines.
So $240,000 at 0% for 12 months.
There you go.
12. And also, so we got some US bank cards for you. So those should be at 8. Yeah, there's a 15 and
18
an
and
18
15.
month.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, it's incredible. I mean, I personally just got another 50K with US Bank fresh for 18 months. So it helps you sleep at night.
Hmm.
But yeah, we got you, yeah, 155,000 of new credit limits. So that's about 90K that we were able to roll over from expired.
Yep.
Um, so
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, and I have 6 different cards here. So that's pretty darn good there. You don't have to deal with a huge stack like this. You gotta you just have high credit limits. Do you mind sharing what you've done with the capital?
Yeah, no, you know, again, a good chunk of it was used for starting up the FedEx contracting business. So that was great. You know, we went through the SBA, but we still had a good 10-15% that we had to come and to the table with. So, you know, that was north of 150 grand plus some other costs. So a good chunk of it was great. I was able to liquidate the cards that I needed to, you know, from a 0% perspective, be able to get to the capital easy, got the money wired over and done. So it helped protect my own, you know, I had the cash and I had the capital, but to be able to use this and, you know, have a year of no interest is fantastic. So it was put to good use.
Yeah. Yeah, big business acquisition is so popular nowadays with all the baby boomers retiring. There's a lot of businesses up for sale, and people don't realize you could fund a down payment with 0%. And if you
Yep.
need additional capital, you could subsidize it with another loan like you just did with the SBA, or maybe the 0% is enough to get you that business. It's a smaller business. But that's fantastic to hear. And right when you jumped on, you were saying you're already getting paychecks in the mail from it, huh?
Yeah. We're already in, you know, we're in week 2, but week 1. So, you know, ran payroll, got invoices coming in. So it's a great thing.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, I appreciate the time. You were fantastic to work with, timely, responsive, had a great profile coming in. And like I said, had those business limits that were expired that were able to roll that over. So we appreciate everything.
Absolutely. We'll definitely be in touch. You know, as I'm always thinking about what the next thing is and what we want to do. And so, you know, I know who to reach out to for sure. So I appreciate it and appreciate all your support as well.
Yeah, likewise.
Not about what you've done, it's about what you do.